we have all heard the law of karma. It's about concept deeply rooted in spiritual traditions across the world. Simply put, it means do good and good will come back to you. But if that is true, why do we often see good people facing sadness and hardships in their life? It's easy to believe that karma is the straightforward exchange. Good actions lead to good outcome. But life seems to tell a different story. Why do some of the kindest people experience so much suffering? And why does it sometimes feels like the reward of doing good never come, at least in this lifetime? Is karma really about getting something in return, or is it about something deeper? Then there's the idea of karma leading us to something even greater, heaven. Many believe that if we live a virtuous life, we'll be rewarded in the afterlife. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? That no matter how hard this life gets, our good deeds will be recognized in another world. But here's the question: what proof do we have of this? How can we know for certain that heaven awaits us after we leave this world? Is karma just about what we do in this life? Or does it stretch beyond into realms we can't yet see? And if we can't see or touch that proof, how do we place so much faith in it? It's interesting how certain beliefs like the law of karma become so widely accepted. Over time, the idea becomes simplified. Do good and good will come back to you. Do bad and you will pay for it. But the more generic a belief becomes, the further it drifts from its roots. Think about it. When something is so widely spread, it's often stripped of its original depth. It becomes an easy concept, something people accept without much thought. But here's where it gets interesting. Any mind that dares to think a little deeper, a little differently, can start to debunk these oversimplified beliefs. In fact, anytime we dig beneath the surface of these generic ideas, we often find more questions than answers. Why do we readily accept the good actions lead to good outcomes? Is it because we are afraid of the alternative, that the universe doesn't operate on a simplified cause and effect principle? Does the law of karma forces us to believe in some kind of unknown intelligence, something beyond our understanding that keeps track of every action? And here's the simplified layer: who decides what's good and bad in the first place? If karma is based on doing good to get good, who defines what good really is? Is it society? Is it religion? Or is it something more personal? What may seem right to one person might feel completely wrong to someone else. So, is karma really universal, or is it just a reflection of the moral rules we choose to follow? If we can't even agree on what's truly right or wrong, can we trust the idea that karma is an infallible law of the universe? Or it's just another belief we hold on to because it gives us sense of order in a chaotic world? Throughout history, humans have developed countless ways to avoid facing their deeper truth. Sometimes it's easier to cheat ourselves than to confront uncomfortable realities. We sustain our egos by crafting narratives that allow us to escape responsibility. And one of the most convenient ways we do this is through beliefs like karma. Humans can't sit in a discomfort of the unknown. Curiosity can be unsettling, so we settle for easy answers, for proxies that help us make sense of life's chaos. And when the question arises, why am I suffering? We reach for a ready-made answer. It's because of my past karmas. But how much of this belief is truly about karma, and how much is about our need for closure, a way to explain the unexplainable? Religion, of course, has played a central role in settling this idea. The notion of karma allows for a neat explanation, one that aligns perfectly with structures of power. For centuries, priests, pundits, and religious leaders have been seen as the gatekeepers of this knowledge. So, one who understands the mysteries of karma better than anyone else, this belief gives them power. It puts them into a position of respect and control over the society. If we accept that our suffering is a result of past karmas, we are less likely to question the system in place or those who claim to guide us through them. By making karma an unquestionable law, it reinforces a hierarchy, one where those all who can interpret karma hold immense power. They tell us how to live, what to do to cleanse our karmic debts, and what rituals will bring us peace in this life or the next. But is it really about karma, or is it about maintaining control? We settle for those answers because they provide comfort. They allow us to place our suffering in a neat box and move on. But when we rely on these proxies, are we truly understanding the roots of our struggle? Or are we just allowing a convenient narrative to fill the gaps of our understanding? Now let's talk about the reality of karma. When most people think of karma, they think about time. Do things now and you will see the results later. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in the next life. But what if I told you that time has no place in karma? What if I told you that action and the results are the same thing? Let's break it down. Pouring water on your body is the karma, and your body is getting wet. That's the result. We see these two separate events, but in reality, they are the same. One is inseparable from the other. If you put your hand into fire, you don't wait for the burn to happen later. It's instant. The karma and the result are two sides of a same coin. Now, if we introduce the element of time, if we say that the results of our bad action will only come later, it opens the door to manipulation. Suddenly, we create a space for people to cheat the system. You could do something wrong today, and as long as you don't feel the consequences immediately, you may think you can find a way to neutralize it later. And that's exactly where the flaw lies. This delay, this gap, is what allows people to convince themselves that they can escape the consequence of their action. And here's where the business of karma thrives. If the result of your action is deferred, who do you turn to for help? Priests and pundits, the ones who promise to help you manage or cleanse your karmic debt. They tell you that you can perform rituals, make offerings, and somehow balance out the scales later. But is that really how karma works? Let's look at a different example. Say someone steals something, but they don't get caught. What's the result of the karma? It's not about whether they got caught or not. The moment they are committing the act, the result was immediate. They became a thief. No matter how well they cover their tracks, that action changed them. The karma and results are one and the same. Or think about someone preparing for a competitive exam. While they are studying, they are transforming into someone who possesses that knowledge. That transformation is the result of karma. It's not about the grade they will get later. That's just a side effect. The real result happens during the process itself. Every action we take carries its result in that very moment. There is no separation. Karma isn't something that waits for the future. It's happening right now. Every moment, with every decision we make. Action is the result. So what does this all mean? Karma isn't about waiting for the future or relying on ritual to erase past action. It's about the present. Every action we take carries its result instantly. When we act, we change. There is no separation between action and consequence. The moment we choose, we become something new. Karma isn't a debt to be paid later. It's a reflection of who we are right now. So, the next time you think about karma, remember, action is the result. Who are you becoming in this very moment?